Welcome back on Gaming. This is Devin, and since I've already did some predictions on PlayStation for 2024, I think it'd be also a good idea to go ahead and look at Nintendo, just because there's a lot of things going on with Nintendo, a lot of new games coming out, a rumored new console. So, I think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and do some predictions on Nintendo, and of course, put any kind of feedback in the comments below if you have anything to add on in that. But let's go ahead and look into it. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and predict is that, of course, a brand new console will be coming out this year. It's going to be released in November. They're going to go ahead and try to milk the Switch sales as much as possible, since it is still selling in other countries pretty well. So I think they're going to go ahead and try to do that. And then, of course, like I said, in November, it's going to go ahead and get released. They will go ahead and announce that this console will be coming out in September, I believe, just so then they, give it a few months between announcement and then release. But it'll be exactly the same as how the Wii's launch was, that they also announced it in September and then it released in November. But and then, of course, with that being said, number two is that when that console does come out in November, I think that Metroid 4 will be on the Switch and the new console. But yeah, it'll definitely go ahead and be a launch game for this new console. And Super Metroid has a 30th anniversary, so, maybe that'll be another reason of why it's probably going to come out this year as well. But that would be a great launch game to go ahead and have, would be a Metroid 4. And along with that Metroid 4 as a launch game, my number three is that I think that they're also going to have a Donkey Kong game that'll be launched with that new console as well, just because it's been heavily rumored for the last, I would say, 2 years, that there was going to be a brand new Donkey Kong game. Of course, I do not think that brand new Donkey Kong game was Donkey Kong vs. Mario. But it's a brand new Donkey Kong game. I think it's going to be sort of like a 2.5D game, or like something like Super Mario 3D World. I think it's going to be something like that, but just Donkey Kong characters. And I think in this game too, it's going to be sort of close to, I would say, the movie is where he can sort of get power-ups as well. So I think that's what kind of Donkey Kong game it's going to be. But, it just makes a lot of sense since it's Donkey Kong's 30th anniversary as well for Donkey Kong Country. And then also they're opening up the Donkey Kong World or area at Universal Studios in Japan in 2024 and in Orlando in 2025. So, I mean, it just makes perfect sense to have a Donkey Kong game come out, especially this year. 30th anniversary, and since there's not been a brand new Donkey Kong game since the Wii U Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, so he hasn't been relevant in a while. And I mean, I would think that Nintendo would want to sort of make him relevant, since they're building a brand new area at Universal for him, and he's been in the movies and that, so it just makes perfect sense to go ahead and make a brand new game to make him more relevant. And then for number four is that I think, along with, Donkey Kong having that 30th anniversary, I think that there's going to be a couple more games added to the N64 expansion for Switch for the Nintendo Online thing, which will, of course, be Donkey Kong 64 and Diddy Kong Racing. And, of course, those are two rare games, but so is Donkey Kong Country as well. But Donkey Kong 64 was also on the Wii U Virtual Console, and I'm pretty sure a lot of those games have already made their way over to the Switch. So, I mean, it just makes perfect sense to go ahead and add Donkey Kong 64. Pretty sure Diddy Kong Racing was not on there, but I think for this year, though, that they're going to go ahead and add both those games. Just like I said, for the anniversary and to make Donkey Kong a little bit more relevant as well. And then for my last prediction here, is that aside from the Donkey Kong vs. Mario, Luigi's Mansion 2, Paper Mario, there will also be another old game that'll be HD'd, which I personally think will probably be Zelda Wind Waker, just because a lot of those Wii U games have already made their way over to Switch, and that's sort of one of the last ones that hasn't made their way yet. So I mean, it's a great game. And of course, I think that'd be another great game, the HD, to sort of bring it over to Switch, and just sort of have all those great games that were on Wii U, for everybody to be actually able to play them, since most people did not on the Wii U. So I think it, just makes perfect sense there. But yeah, those are all my predictions for Nintendo. I think it's going to be an amazing year for Nintendo. Can't wait for the games I already announced, like I said, Donkey Kong vs. Mario, Luigi's Mansion 2, Paper Mario, that new Peach game. I think there's a lot to look forward to with Nintendo, and very excited for what's come. And it's going to be a great year. Looking at and seeing all the different kinds of leaks coming out about the new console. But yeah, anyways, if there's anything I miss, anything that you would recommend that should have been in this, go ahead and put a comment below. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.